Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Nox Podcast. And here, joining me today, is your friendly neighborhood MG Noxa. Say hello, buddy.
Hello, everybody. This is a different attempt at an accent.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god, I wish people heard my first attempt, because that was horrible. Oh, my second attempt then.
What accent was that?
I don't know, I just suddenly went high-pitched instead of Irish.
Wow, it maybe you combined words? I'm gonna do a high-pitched accent instead of Irish. It sounds the same, I guess. I can't fault you for that.
Top of the morning to you.
It's top of the morning to you, lass. You can eat me lucky charms, but you can't take me pot of gold.
I'll fight for the potatoes.
What? What?
I don't know. That might have been something very offensive.
Is that what Irish eat? It's just straight up potatoes?
I don't know, but I have heard potatoes get linked to Irish people a lot. I should know. I live right next to the Irish, so...
Really? I thought drinking was an Irish thing.
Well, some alcohol comes from beer. I mean, potatoes.
Oh, good point. Anyways, we're getting off track here. I got some notes. What do we have? We have Sony. Sony finally unveiled what we knew to be true was their PlayStation 4 Pro is what they're calling it, no longer the Neo. I like Neo. I hate that they changed the name. But oh well.
Neo and Morpheus.
Yeah, they should have made two separate consoles. The Neo version, which is just the 4K version, and then the Morpheus version, which is an 8K version. That'd be great. And
well, the
really
Morpheus
screw
was
with the customers.
The VR headset.
Oh, that's right. Who the hell? Somebody loves the Matrix in
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, the PlayStation Pro, according to them and their advertising, gets you closer to your game. It heightens your experience, enriches your adventures, and lets the supercharged PlayStation 4 Pro lead the way in the PlayStation universe as far as gaming is involved. You can pre-order them now at www.playstation.com/nus/explore/ps4/pro, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, what did you think of the unveil there, MG?
Well, first of all, the event was terrible.
Agreed.
They called it the PlayStation meeting, and I guess they live streamed it because they knew fans would want to watch it, but it wasn't.
Right.
It wasn't an event that was supposed to be live streamed. You could tell this was supposed to be just for business meeting and a small amount of press. But outside of that, I think the Pro is underwhelming.
Agreed. I was really, I don't want to say underwhelmed, but just unimpressed, really. Compared to all of their other events that we've had, ever since E3, they've been knocking it out of the park. But considering this was just a meeting, it's kind of sad because you would think that kind of enthusiasm and that kind of it's like striking visual content, would seep into their normal meetings, their everyday stuff. I mean, like, if you want to impress investors and impress different types of developers and news crews and different things like that, you would think that they would put their best foot forward, right? But this wasn't the case with this one. This one was kind of bland.
Yeah, I think showing off Mass Effect Andromeda was their way of trying to spice it up for us.
But the problem with that was they didn't even show much.
I know, that's what I mean. It's not ready to be shown yet. I think they had to force something in.
Yeah, they showed some guy walking around in it's nice looking. I mean, the specular effects were great. The lighting is great. I'm not going to lie. The armor and the character models are awesome. But, I mean, that's not expected. You know what I mean? That's something that's pretty much the basic now. If you can't make a high-res character model, then what the hell is the point in you being in the industry? You know what I mean? But as far as BioWare is concerned, they've always had really great character models and backgrounds and different things like that. So I really wanted to see gameplay, like action gameplay.
They said November 11th or November 7th, was it? I think November 7th, because of N7, is when they'll be showing off the full game.
That'll be great, and I look forward to watching that. I'm still scared as far as the story is concerned because, the main director and a lot of the writers took off too, so I don't know, the main writer took off just before the ending of Mass Effect 3, which is why we got the ending that we got. So I'm cautiously optimistic. I don't want to say optimistic, that's too strong a word for that game. But I'm cautious. I'm reserved about it. That's what it is.
Yeah, I'm cautiously optimistic too. I'm worried about... They keep saying early 2017 is its release date, and they said at E3 before March, so I don't know what's going on with that.
It's probably going to be April. When they say that, it's always April. It'll be like April 17th or whenever a Tuesday is in April.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as that's concerned, they also unveiled the PlayStation Slim, which kind of looks like a couple of stacked CDs, kind of like uneven stacked CD covers. If you guys know what CDs are, I don't know, this generation.
Yeah, we know what CDs are.
Yeah, that's kind of nuts. But yeah, I don't know. It's still just as strong as the PlayStation 4. Honestly, for me, it was a stupid move for them to actually even release the Slim at this point. Because why release the Pro? You know what I mean? Why get the Slim? Aside from it being cheaper,
I think
there's
Slim
no other benefit.
Is their way of, I guess, reassuring those that do not want to upgrade that they are safe. You know, and then the Slim is also a lower entry price now for people that do not own a console.
But how does that entice people who don't have PlayStation already? You know what I'm saying? Like the people who don't own PlayStation 4s and they're in the market, their best bet would be to pay the full, the Pro. You know what I mean? It wouldn't make sense to. But
I think there is some people out there though that it's like for us it's save up for the extra $100, get that PlayStation 4 Pro. What's it going to be like? Half a year or a full year? It's worth the wait instead of just buying a Slim.
Right.
But there is people out there that $100 is probably the difference between eating and not eating for a while. So
Well, I mean, ramen tastes fantastic and it's good for you, maybe? I don't know what the nutritional value of ramen is.
Die for the PlayStation Pro.
Right. I would. I mean, I like Sony. I've always loved Sony. Except for PlayStation 3. I didn't really like that much. But, yeah. I don't know. It was... That whole meeting was just kind of off. I did like Simon's speech, though.
Simon? Which one was he? Or,
not Simon. What's his name? The guy who develops the tech for...
Mark Cerny?
The PlayStation. I think that's his name, yeah. The one with the plaid shirt.
Yeah, he has the hair and the soothing voice.
Yeah, and he only screwed up once, whereas the CEO had like 6 flops while he was talking, and he had to reiterate himself and refix himself, find a way to
Andrew House
fix his stuff.
Loves Kojima.
House. Does he?
Oh yeah, he's in love with him.
Like in love, like Valentine's Day love?
Yeah. Have you seen the pictures?
No.
Oh yeah.
There's pictures of them falling in love together.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
I'm being serious, there is.
What?
Yeah, I'm not lying. Those pictures are out there. They aren't as graphic as what you might be thinking, but they are there.
No.
He gazes deeply into Kojima's eyes.
What?
He loves Kojima. I don't know if Kojima loves him back, though.
I don't know. That's the one person. I've met stars, and I've never geeked out. I've met stunt performers that I've, looked up to and enjoyed their stunts and stuff, and I haven't geeked out. I've met martial artists and I haven't geeked out, and I thought I would, but the one person that I know for sure that I would geek out for, I think, would be Kojima. I think I'd actually hug him and fall in love with him too, so I don't know. maybe, but yeah. The PlayStation Pro's specs were let's see, they got their goal, officially, is to deliver a high-fidelity graphical experience, right? So, among the hardware upgrades, the PlayStation 4 Pro packs a 1TB hard drive, which is about time. That's pretty basic. It shouldn't be a hard drive, though. I really want SSDs to be a
that would raise the price, though.
I know, but it would also damn near eliminate loading time. I play Skyrim off of my SSD, and I don't wait less than freaking 7 seconds at the loading screen. Whereas when I had it on my hard drive, my mechanical hard drive, that crap, especially with my mods, mods also determine...
Speaking of mods, time. I don't want to come away from the PlayStation 4 Pro just yet, but can we talk about how stupid it is that Sony are refusing mods on Skyrim, and we need to talk about that this episode.
Yes. Well, we'll hit that up right after the rest of the specs here, but yeah, I think the SSD would be for as much as it would raise the price, it would probably raise the price because a 1 terabyte hard drive now is about $60 or $80 if you're smart. And considering Sony actually develops SSD drives now, I don't see a reason as to why they couldn't develop a cheaper brand of SSD that works just as good. And it's not like we're going to be writing and rewriting information onto the hard drive in the first place. It's just strictly to carry games anyways. But they also doubled the GPU's power, and they use the AMD Polaris graphical architecture, which is pretty much the basic.
What did they do to the CPU?
The CPUs, they raised the CPU clock speed.
By how much?
I don't remember.
I don't either. I don't think it was a big amount.
It wasn't really. It's not. It's nothing to brag home to mom about. But I mean, it's faster than it used to be, I guess. And then I
mean, is it faster than the Xbox Ones now? It's got to be, right?
Yes,
because the Xbox One was slightly faster.
Yeah. So, but I mean, when the Scorpio comes out, that's gonna annihilate everybody in the market, I guess.
Do you think you see PlayStation 4 Pro 4K gaming, and in reality, most of these games are actually upscaled to 4K? Right. Do you think the Scorpio is 4K? Because it does say in their marketing, true 4K.
I actually think it does.
You think this is going to be an $800 console?
I think at least $6, at the very minimum $6. But yeah, I don't think it's going to be cheap. It'll be like buying a computer, a brand new gaming computer.
If it really is that powerful, do you think the Xbox One Scorpio could ruin Sony's plans and force the PlayStation 5 out earlier?
Maybe.
Because they could kickstart the next generation by accident.
They could. I have a sneaky suspicion that once Microsoft does release the Scorpion, that there's going to be all kinds of controversy going on behind Sony's doors. I'm not really sure because I'm always looking on their websites and different websites in Japan to see what their tech is that they're working on, because they always come up with different tech. But now they're going out to third parties for technology, so I can't really find. They normally get web. What do you call them? What do you call it? Like a website? They sign up for websites. And
bots? Who?
Sony. Like Sony likes to open up different websites when they're developing different tech. So like when they were developing the cell processor for the PlayStation.
Oh, right, I know what you mean. Yeah.
They
to protect the URL type things.
Yeah. So they had gotten their own URL for that, and it didn't say it had anything to do with PlayStation, but the cell processor was in development, and I had a feeling that was going to be the processor chip inside of the PlayStation 3, which turned out to be right, and not that great. Also very underwhelming.
Well, it was great if the developer actually learned how to use it.
It's too complicated. It's not
Naughty Dog figured it out. But all they had to do was work on the PlayStation 3.
Yeah. But other than that, it's not going to deliver true HD. It also doesn't have a 4K blue drive, which doesn't make any sense to me if you're going to deliver.
I'm in two minds about
4K.
That. About the lack of the 4K drive. And that is, to quote Michael Pachter. Well, it's not really a quote, I can't remember what he said. But he basically said only about 20% of people in America actually watch Blu-rays avidly. So why would Sony waste? He said it would probably raise the price by about $45. So why would Sony force $45 on everyone just to please 20% or less of the potential audience?
I guess
that's what he said basically.
That makes sense. The PlayStation is also capable of doing HDR, which is high definition something or other, or high dynamic range is what it is.
High dynamic range, yeah.
And
the PS4 now has that as well.
Yeah, the PS4 also had the recent patch.
Yeah,
actually. And,
which took for ages to download. Did you download it?
Which one?
Patch.
No, I haven't downloaded.
Right.
I haven't downloaded.
For some reason, the 4.0 patch, it's only 300 megabytes big. Took me 7 hours to download it.
Maybe that was just your internet.
Oh no, Overwatch started patching at the same time. That was a 200 megabyte download. That did it in 60 seconds.
Oh wow!
So I don't know why this 4.0 patch took so long. It really annoyed me.
It was an NSA sneaky attack, is what it was.
That's your fault. You made me say bomb the Statue of Liberty.
Some of the games that are HDR capable right now, as of their most recent patches, is Uncharted 4: A Thief's End.
I didn't.
Infamous Last
I wish
Light.
I had a HDR TV.
Middle Earth: Shadows of Mordor, which is a beautiful game, runs super smooth.
But it looks old now.
Yeah. And Horizon Zero Dawn, which isn't out yet, but it will be sporting that beautiful HDR, high dynamic range.
How much do you know about HDR? Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go ahead and ask it, and I'll see if I know.
Okay, so when they showed off Horizon Zero Dawn, you had that massive sunset.
Right.
And when they turned HDR on, it's like, oh, look how much better the sunset looks.
Right.
If HDR is just better image quality, why did the sunset look so different?
It's not just image quality; it's luminosity, and it's using different photographic techniques, which is something that. Right
but in
now,
a movie, it makes sense how HDR works. But in a video game, surely they could make that sunset look like that, and the HDR version would just look nicer.
Right.
That's the only thing that's throwing me off with the HDR stuff. That's why I really want a HDR TV so I can test it out.
Yeah, you'd have to have the television capable of doing it, because YouTube really it doesn't support the visuals of HDR very well.
That's just what's confusing me, because it's like, well, surely they could just make the sunset look like that, and the HDR version just looks nicer.
And then supposedly not true 4K, but 4K games that are coming out is Marvel's new Spider-Man, done by Insomniac Games.
Looking forward to that game.
Ubisoft's For Honor also. And Deus Ex Mankind Divided also got a recent patch to upscale into 4K, which, I'm not going to be playing that game anytime soon.
Yeah.
Days Gone also has HDR and delivers beautiful visual quality as well. Activision's got some games in the works as well with the HDR, Electronic Arts, yada yada, everybody's got the thing. But the CPU inside of the PlayStation 4 Pro is an x86-64 AMD Jaguar. It has 8 cores. The GPU is 4.20 teraflops, which is currently the strongest console graphically. AMD's it's an AMD card.
The Scorpio is 6-something teraflops, isn't it?
Yeah. And
how much better is those 2 teraflops?
A lot.
A lot.
The ability to calculate visual stuff on screen at once. The teraflops is what does that. And if you have too little, obviously you're going to be getting like clip-ins and different visual things like artifacting, different things like that. So, I mean, the amount of teraflops is super important. NVIDIA knows this, and that's why they try to raise the bar as far as graphic card memory is concerned. Whereas in the PlayStation 4, we have an 8GB GDDR5 card, which is double what the original card had in the PlayStation 4. What else? Its size is kind of thicker, and I'm assuming it's because the graphics card is so big. But
hopefully airspace as well.
I'm hoping that it actually has... supposedly it has an operating temperature of between 5 degrees Celsius to 35 degrees Celsius, which is hard to believe.
I thought that was just the slim.
Like that, I don't know.
I've not actually looked into it, so I'm just hoping it runs cool.
Yeah, this is PlayStation 4 Pro. The PlayStation 4 that I have, like one of the originals, it gets really loud when it gets hot.
Mine doesn't get loud, but it does get quite hot.
Yeah, mine, like, I could feel the heat off of mine if I'm sitting close to it or whatever, but it's just like, man, like, why is it so hot? But yeah, like, the graphics card in the system is great. I'm actually really curious to see whether Microsoft is going to utilize not Polaris, but the next iteration of their graphics card. It's going to be the X490, the Radeon X490. I'm thinking that that's what they're waiting on, because Radeon isn't ready to release that card as of yet. So as soon as that card is getting ready to get released, I would say maybe it's supposed to be coming early 2017. So maybe within the first couple of months of 2017, once they announce the release of that card, then we'll see the Scorpio in its physical form. I could be wrong, but I have a sneaky suspicion that's what it is. Otherwise, they'd be ready now, but the cards aren't ready, and those cards are going to be beasts. Those cards are capable of nearly 10,000 teraflops of information. Or 10 teraflops. 10 teraflops, yeah. Which is a lot. So, I mean, the calculations that card's going to do is going to blow people's minds. I can't wait, honestly. I mean, there's a couple of NVIDIA cards that are pretty good right now, but nothing to that. They have 6 teraflops on theirs, which is okay, but it's pretty much normal by today's standards. So what else we got?
Was that the whole PS4 Pro?
Yeah, that was the whole PS4 Pro.
So I guess just to reiterate why we don't like it, do we both agree that it's because it's not powerful enough to want to upgrade?
Yeah, if you're going to upgrade something, I suggest upgrade a PC. If you don't have a PC, get yourself a cheap, like, $200-$300 PC from Walmart, or whatever Walmart's version there is out in the UK. But yeah, get yourself a PC and then just get yourself the pieces. It's going to be just as pricey as getting the upgraded console, but you'll get better results as long as you're smart about it. You could actually make a PC for cheaper, so who knows. But yeah, so as far as PC and modding is concerned, Skyrim's always been capable of mods. Microsoft,
but Sony says no.
Yeah, Microsoft has been okay with releasing mods for their console on the Xbox One. A lot of people have been enjoying different types of mods that have been running actually pretty adequate on that console, which is surprising to me because I was figuring, you know, there'd be issues and stuff, but I haven't heard any kind of problems with the mods on Microsoft's Xbox One. But Sony is really adamant about not modding Skyrim. Why do you think that is? Like, what would their reasoning be?
Well, I've seen two theories. One theory is that Sony, as you know, as most people who would probably be listening to this podcast know, is very protective of their architecture, their defense of their consoles and Vita and stuff.
Right.
They do not like people getting hold of that. You know, with the PS3, they were very proud that it was unhackable for so long, and the same with the Vita. And they probably want to try and keep the PlayStation 4 that way. So they don't want anybody poking around it, whether they have access to stuff or not. They just don't want it.
But the system's already been hacked a bunch of times already. And
I mean, like, they mean hacking as in being able to get pirated games running on it.
Oh. Well, even still, people have probably found a way to do that anyways. So.
If they have, it's not been made public knowledge, I don't think.
Well, Sony would drop a lawsuit so big that I'm pretty sure they're keeping it under wraps. But in the underground, I'm sure if we traveled the dark net, or the dark web as it's called, we could find some information on how to mod your PlayStation 4 and how to get it to play, you know, pirated games. Where there's a will, there's a way, honestly.
And the second theory, which is in today's gaming world, possible, but I think this is unlikely, and that is just Sony just don't want to deal with the controversy of certain mods.
Right. Like, what's that one mod? Oh, I can't remember. Probably the nude mod. That would be kind of...
Well, they don't let nude mods on the consoles. They're not letting anything that makes it an AO rating on it.
Alright.
But, you know, I'm sure one day a mod is going to come out that is going to have certain people be like, hang on a minute. You know, those annoying certain people. And I guess Sony just don't want to deal with that, maybe. But like I said, that is the unlikely theory.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't know. I'm hoping they change their minds as far as modding is concerned, because modding is so fun. I don't know.
Yeah, especially with them being for the players, for the gamers. The PlayStation 4 Pro is what they believe we want, and we all want mods, and for some reason they said no.
Yeah, I don't know.
Did you see the Xbox Twitter account, though?
No. What was on it?
After the PlayStation 4 Pro was announced, they tweeted out the Xbox One S 4K Blu-ray drive. Like listed as like a thing, and then then after mods were confirmed not to be in Sony consoles, they did it again. Xbox One S mod supported.
Oh god, it's the whole E3 thing over again, where Xbox was screwing up and then Sony was taking jabs.
Yeah, and now all of a sudden
now it's backwards.
Tables have turned. They have to be careful with Scorpio coming out.
Yeah.
You know, they cannot lose the fans.
Speaking of games, you play Destiny?
Do I play it?
Yeah, do you play it?
I have played it, but I do not play it.
You don't play it regularly?
No.
Okay. So I assume you haven't downloaded the Rise of Iron?
No, although that Destiny collection is mighty enticing.
Yeah, it seems like a good deal. It comes with everything. And how much was the price? It was like 80 euros, no?
Either $50 or $60, so I don't know, 40, 45 pounds.
Right. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. If you don't have the game already, that's a great deal, personally.
Well, I don't have the game anymore, so it's a great deal. I don't have any of the DLC, so...
Oh, wow. Yeah, I only got up to the Taken King, or whatever the hell that was.
I think that's what it was called.
Yeah. Let's see, what else came out? There was a lot of stuff shown at Tokyo, the TGS.
Yeah, Tokyo Game Show 2016.
Yeah. Did you watch it? Did you manage to
No,
catch anything?
It started at 7 or 8 a.m. and I was doing stuff then, so I wasn't able to watch it. But, you know, there's still more coming, more news coming, hopefully soon, with some big games. Like Metal Gear Survive. That's Saturday.
Oh,
That's Saturday.
No.
Metal Gear Survive is Saturday.
No, I actually like the Kingdom Hearts HD 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue trailer. That was pretty cool.
That got delayed.
Yeah, and something else got delayed, actually, that wasn't supposed to get delayed, but it got delayed again.
Well, Neo technically got delayed. They've always been saying 2016, and its release date is now February 2017.
There's also, because we were talking about Kojima, you just reminded me. Death Stranding supposedly is going to be open world and have co-op, which is something that Kojima's wanted for the longest time in the Metal Gear universe.
And I forgot about something else that he showed off. Did you see the picture, the little drawing
of?
Oh, wait, you were waiting for me to say something.
Yeah.
Of Kojima and 3 other men.
That sounds very...
It's a little cartoon, cutesy drawing. Norman Reedus is one of them, because obviously he's in the game.
Right.
There's a man that looks hell of a lot like Guillermo del Toro.
I wouldn't put it past him. I knew he was working with him again anyways.
So it looks like he might be working on his new game.
Which might as well be called Silent Hill.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
And there's a 4th man, who nobody knows who it is, but people think it's Mads Mikkelsen.
It's actually me.
He has long hair. You're bald. You're old.
No, I heard that Mads Mikkelsen was actually doing the voice of the villain for the game. So I wouldn't... He had tweeted a picture, because I follow him on Twitter. He tweeted a picture of himself in a booth.
If I remember correctly, Kojima tweeted a picture of someone in a red shirt in a booth.
Yeah, and then it was just his back, and then
Mads Mikkelsen tweeted a picture wearing a red shirt.
Hugging a Metal Gear fan or something. I can't remember. So, I mean, there is a strong possibility that Death Stranding is going to be one of the best games ever made or ever created on this earth. I'm looking forward to that.
At the very least,
one of those games.
Has some of the best talent in it.
Oh, for sure.
You know, Kojima, Guillermo del Toro, behind the scenes, and what were you saying?
The voice acting is going to be amazing.
Yeah, voice acting too, yeah.
What else have we got? They've got a schedule posted on iTech Post for the Tokyo Game Show's stuff. Pokemon's got a lot of stuff going on over there.
I have zero interest in Pokemon, though. I mean, do you have an interest in it?
I have like a level, maybe like a 2 or 5. I mean, I don't know. It depends. As far as Pokemon Go, I kind of got burnt out. But I do miss... Like, I want a Pokemon console game. Like, I want that.
What type of console game? Like a proper Pokemon?
A proper Pokemon adventure RPG, you know, where not just your Pokemon gain levels, but you gain levels as you train your Pokemon. You know what I mean? You get trainer points to where you reach, Pokemon Master level, blah blah blah. I've had a vision of what a great Pokemon RPG would look like in my head.
I think we've all had that vision.
And with the stuff that's been opened to us, as far as, you know, Grand Theft Auto and Metal Gear and Skyrim and Fallout and different games like that, there's so much benefit to an open world Pokemon console game that I'm really surprised that Nintendo has never ever been interested in it. You know, they're interested in bringing Link into open world. They're interested in bringing Super Mario into open world. But why not bring their money makers? These guys are their babies. You know what I mean? It makes no sense to me. Like, and every time I play Grand Theft Auto, it's not like something that I think about all the time. But like every once in a while, I'll be playing the game and I'll be like, man, this mode or whatever thing that I'm doing, like, you know, getting missions or getting different things like that, like you can hit up a village, right, and somebody needs help, and it would be just like any other RPG. You go and you do what you need to do, you come back, and then, but in the process you're doing all these cool battles with people.
What would the Pokemon fights be like?
The Pokemon fights would be
turn-based, or would they be like that fighting game that came out?
I would say turn-based, but like kind of like what is that? Timed strategy, kind of like 13, like the 13. Gameplay in 13, I would say, where it's kind of like you have to think on your feet in order to pull the moves. You know what I mean? And instead of limiting your Pokemon to 3 moves like they do in the Game Boy because of memory problems, you can actually give them the full roster of moves and decide whether or not to keep certain HMs and different things like that. There's like so many ways you can work the game into something fantastic, and it'd be great if they could pull it off on the NX. That'd be awesome, but I don't think they're even interested or even looking into something like that. So,
well, Pokemon probably will be on the NX because it's half handheld, half console.
But not how I'm thinking.
Not how you're thinking.
Yeah. Resident Evil 7 got a bunch of screenshots out of TGS.
Leaked screenshots.
Also. Yeah, but they look amazing.
Oh yeah, and the 2 official screenshots as well, yeah.
Yeah, you have the 2 officials and
the 4 leaked ones.
The 4 leaked ones, which were great looking. I'm really impressed. I hope the game is as good as I'm hoping. Like, I don't want to be let down by Resident Evil. I'm a huge fan of Resident Evil 1 and 2. 2 is my favorite. I played through the director's cut, which I found hilarious. And I played through 3. I got halfway through 4. I played Veronica's game on the Dreamcast. Wow. And yeah, I mean, I have a history with the series, and I wanted to make a comeback in the way that Resident Evil 2 was this echelon of horror games, where, you know, you're too afraid to walk down a hallway with windows because you're afraid of damn, you know, zombie dogs breaking through. You know what I mean? I need something like that. I need a horror game now that isn't just about gore and ridiculous nonsense, you know.
Well, Resident Evil 7 is focusing on the gore.
I know.
You know, when the ESRB leaked, it said that someone gets their leg chopped off at the knee with a shovel.
That's cool.
Yeah, someone gets their leg chopped off with a shovel. So, it's going to be pretty violent.
And yeah, it'll be violent. I'm just hoping they focus a little more on the horror than just the gore, because it's like a movie. Like, once you watch gore, it's like, man, you're not even impressed anymore.
My biggest concern with Resident Evil 7 is that they've lost what makes it Resident Evil, and they've gone just pure horror. And for me, Resident Evil has always been more than a genre, you know, more than just action or more than just horror. So,
right,
you know, it's like my love of Resident Evil comes from the absurdity, the characters, the story, the unique cutscenes and stuff.
Absurdity is an understatement.
Yeah, you know, it's like, what other game has BOWs that look like giant frogs with claws?
Yeah, nobody.
you know, there's just something about Resident Evil, and I'm just worried that this game is going all serious on us instead of keeping that absurdity.
Well, let's hope. Let's hope against hope is the phrase we use out here. But Nintendo's not really showing much at Tokyo Game Show, which is weird for them, because they're normally all over the place over there.
I think
the Tokyo Game Show is
Actually, I think Nintendo's been absent from Tokyo Game Show for a while.
Yeah.
I think so. I can't remember.
So what, you think they're going to do their online thing?
October is where the rumors are for the NX.
Interesting.
But it keeps changing. Originally, it was September 13th.
October this year?
Yeah, in a few weeks' time.
Oh, wow. Probably around the same time as Skyrim HD comes out. Which is October 28th, everybody, for all of you guys wondering out there. Head on down to your Steam and pre-order.
And do not buy it on the PlayStation 4. Even if you really want it, you need to send a message to Sony.
Yeah, buy an Xbox One and then play it on your Xbox One, because you can mod it, and mods are great. Anytime you can mod a game and have even more fun than you did when you originally played it, that's always a plus in my book, and it should be pluses on all of your books, because that's important. Did you see anything else interesting at the Tokyo Game Show 2016?
Yes, my most excited game to come out of this show, Muso Stars. And
what kind of game is that? Because I don't think I saw that.
It's a Warriors game. So like Dynasty Warriors or Samurai Warriors.
Okay.
Muso is what they call it over there.
Yeah, Muso is the Dynasty Warriors special.
Yeah, yeah.
From what I recall.
It is. And this game, basically, you have Ryu Hayabusa from Ninja Gaiden.
Oh, nice.
Kasumi from Dead or Alive. Sophie from Atelier Sophie. Zhao Yun from Dynasty Warriors. The main guy from Samurai Warriors, whose name escapes me. You have rumors that characters from Knights of Azure are going to be showing up. Characters from Neo. Basically, every game that Koei Tecmo owns, their characters are in this game.
So it's a mashup. That sounds really entertaining.
It is. I'm really looking forward to it.
I don't know. Koei's been on top of their game this year.
Yeah, and you said you wanted to do a special video about Koei.
I do. Really bad. That would be a great moment to release the video, would be the release of that game. Because that is that's cool. I haven't seen it. I'm looking at the announcement here right now for PlayStation 4 and the Vita, and the picture they got is pretty cool. They're also, speaking about Japanese games, they also have a Saga Scarlet Grace trailer. I don't know if you saw that. It's an RPG.
I have no idea what that is off the top of my head.
They also had Nier Automata.
I'm so looking forward to that. That trailer was crap, though. Oh my god, what a crap trailer!
They didn't do it justice at all. But you know what did do a game justice? The PlayStation VR dating simulator.
Which one?
That was awesome. It's got you living with a small Japanese girl. I can't remember.
Oh, Summer Lesson.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, this is cool. Like, just the thought of it, it's entertaining, and you're just gonna picture your friends, like your friends trying to show off the game, and you can see what he sees on the screen or whatever, but just picture him like just really getting into the game, and you're just like, I'm gonna go ahead and leave the room now because of awkwardness. There's gonna be problems with the VR, with relationships, wives, husbands, girlfriends,
people will
boyfriends.
fall in love with video game characters.
Yeah, there's a guy in Japan who tried to marry his computer. You know what I mean?
Him.
Like he wanted to stick his USB in that port, and it's just.
Oh, it clearly made his floppy hard.
Nice.
But I made that joke, and then I realized how many people watching this will actually get that.
I don't know.
When was the last floppy disk used?
19. Oof. I don't even know. I would say 1990. Officially 1990. Floppy disks, the black ones, right?
Yeah.
Not the hard disks. The hard disk. If anybody remembers the transition from floppy to hard, it was like the floppy contained 128 kilobytes of memory, and the hard.
Or is it like 3 megabytes or something?
It was 3, and then it upgraded to 5 a year later, and we were like, whoa, having all this memory is insane. Man, we were complete idiots back then. Just awful. I can't stand that. Like, you can't even put anything in a kilobyte now. Like, what is a kilobyte? Nothing. It's nothing. I was actually looking forward to another game also that got promoted at the Tokyo Game Show for the PlayStation 4. It's made by Platinum. I don't think it has a title.
Oh, Grand Blue?
Maybe?
Grand Blue Project something?
Yeah, it's Project Relink.
Yeah, Grand Blue Project Relink. I think that's its name.
Granblue Fantasy Project Relink.
Yeah.
It's also coming to PlayStation VR, which will be interesting.
Yeah, it's actually not coming to VR. The developer misspoke.
Oh, really?
He said they have slight interest in looking to have a VR mode.
So like Final Fantasy 15 then.
Yeah.
'Cause they're not officially going.
That's another
VR
dating
either.
sim.
Yeah.
You get to drive around with Cindy in the car.
And you're going to be falling in love with robots and stuff. That'll be great. I'm going to fall in love with the behemoth. The behemoth is one of my favorite animals in the Final Fantasy lore. And to be able to virtually see that, like, up close and personal, to see what a behemoth would look like in size and scope, and its perfect epicness and its glory, I'm going to want to hug it. I want to make it my pet. I'm going to make videos about how I love my behemoth.
Did you see the video for Dead or Alive Extreme 3 VR?
I did.
Did you see the guy playing that game?
No.
I've never seen someone so thirsty for like digital tits and ass. He was. You really need to see that video. He was stood up playing the game, and he was on all fours, like trying to look right up and like all over the place, man. He was like Spider-Man.
Wow.
He was all over that thing.
That is nasty. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, PlayStation VR is going to, or just VR in general, is going to start creating these weird, awkward moments where you're hanging out with your friend and you're supposed to be enjoying playing this game and stuff together, and then all of a sudden, somebody gets a little too excited, and only one of you is wearing the freaking gear or the helmet or whatever, and the other one gets to enjoy watching whatever's on screen and then looking over at you for a reaction and then seeing, oh, crap, you got a boner. Like, I gotta go, buddy. Thanks for the pizza. Thanks for the soda. I'm out. Yeah.
So I'm going to say something. I'm going to say something that's a bit too revealing for me.
Okay.
I used to play this MMO. I can't remember what it's called. I think it was just City of Heroes or City of Villains or something.
I love that game back in the day.
Oh, you played it?
Yeah.
I used to play it, and I noticed. How old was I? 14, 15? I can't remember. But I was of the age where you like sexy women.
Right.
And I noticed if you made small characters, it was easier to look up the skirts of the other characters running around.
Wow, you heard it here first, folks.
But the problem is, in that game, when you move the camera, your character moves.
Right.
And I got caught trying to look up the skirt of this random person. They just suddenly typed in "stop looking up my skirt" because my character was spinning around.
Oh my goodness. That is funny. And
with VR, there's going to be no easy way to hide that, because if you're looking down at someone's breasts or trying to look at someone's skirt, you're on all fours or looking down awkwardly. Yeah,
that's rough. That is real rough. But yeah, Granblue Fantasy Project Relink is coming to PlayStation 4. It's going to be just dragons, airships, and all kinds of cool stuff. Cygames and Platinum Games are actually doing a collaboration.
They are a mobile developer, so this is a very big project for them.
Yeah, this is
very brave
really
as well, because the console market is pretty much dead in Japan.
I'm hoping it works out for them. And I really hope that the console market comes back in Japan, because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have a console market at all.
Nintendo saved the games industry.
I would honestly like to thank Nintendo for that. I hate you guys for where you're at, but I love you guys for where we started.
Tough love.
Yeah, it's tough love. Sometimes you got to slap somebody in the face and knock some sense into them. So hopefully NX is something. I don't know. As far as innovativeness is concerned, they've got that already. I don't understand why they keep trying to do that. They no longer need to innovate. They need to integrate into this modern era. They keep being stuck in the past and wanting to do things from the past, and that's got to go. But that's just my 2 cents. Don't judge me. And if you like Nintendo, by all means, play the games that you want to play. I don't judge you. I judge myself. I have higher standards. I like high fidelity. I like good graphics. I like great story. And that's something Nintendo hasn't offered me in ages. Hopefully Breath of the Wild is a switch for that.
The problem is with Nintendo, whenever they've attempted to tell a story, people have hated it.
Because they suck at it.
Is it because they suck at it, or is it because the fans are terrible fans who do not like change?
You know a Nintendo game that's great? and it's only for the Wii, and I think the second one is on the Wii U, is Xenoblade Chronicles. Those stories.
But that's Monolith Software that makes those.
That's why. So why can a game made by somebody else released on Nintendo be good, but somebody who writes for Nintendo can't take, a minute to write a good story?
The problem is, right, Skyward Sword story. That is not a bad story. But a lot of fans are like, oh, no, this is not a good story. And that's the first Zelda game to really be like, we're going to try and tell an epic story. Twilight Princess told one, but it was more of an epic version of a Zelda story, whereas Skyward Sword was a bit different.
Right.
And then they were like, Metroid Other M, we are going to tell an epic story.
Well, Other M wasn't bad, per se.
That's the thing, Other M is not bad. It's different than Metroid. Very different.
I miss Metroid, man. You just reminded me of the video I made. I miss Metroid a lot.
I really, really like Other M.
I want a side-scroller, high-definition, high-fidelity, beautiful, graphics and everything. Just a side. It doesn't have to be 3D. Like, it can be animated.
I want one like Other M again. One that's the blend of 3D and 2D.
Really? I would prefer a side-scrolling animated one. Like, really well animated. You know how good Street Fighter looked when they went HD? When they brought the original Street Fighter to HD?
Turbo Remix HD something?
Yeah, the Turbo Remix HD. That looked amazing to me. I hated the new models of Street Fighter 4. Like, I still do. Like, I don't like that animation at all. It looks disgusting to me. They're really, really big and clunky and just gross. But in the Turbo HD Remix, they have this smooth, clean anime feel, and it's just like, I want that for Super Metroid. If you can bring me Super Metroid HD like that, and don't change the gameplay at all, don't tweak with it, don't do anything to it. The gameplay is perfect. I like it the way it is.
I would sooner have Metroid Prime though back. That's what I want.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
I think Metroid hit its height with Metroid Prime. I think that's when it finally achieved its true form. Have we gone?
No, we're still here.
Oh. I think Metroid Prime was its true form. The game it's always been wanting to be. So.
You think so?
Yeah, that's why I want Metroid Prime 4.
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't mind another Metroid Prime because I liked...
Well, it's better than nothing, isn't it?
Something is better than nothing in any instance. You could be a homeless man and a box would be better than nothing. So, yeah, that's how Nintendo makes me feel, like a homeless man who wants more. Luigi's Mansion also got a spot. I don't know. It's weird.
I know nothing about the new Luigi's Mansion. I didn't even know there was a new one.
Yeah, I don't know. It's an... Oh, man. It's weird. It's
not
kind of arcadey.
It's not like a... Is it? I don't know what it is. I can't be over trying to figure it out.
I don't think it's a remake. I think it's something new. Danganronpa 3, Ronpa 3, also showed off a couple things. I actually like the animation in that game.
Never played it.
You're missing out. Danganronpa is pretty entertaining.
Which one is Danganronpa? I'm thinking of another game, I think. Which one is Danganronpa?
It's an anime style. It's pre-Tokyo.
Is it like very gruesome and it has like a weird teddy bear?
No.
Okay, I'm thinking of something else. I don't know why I'm thinking of then.
Yeah, the game, the character's name, the main character's name is Kaede Akamatsu. She's the main protagonist for this. And then there's a character from Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc and Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair in this game. There was also a spin-off called Another Episode, which was interesting. I didn't play through all the way, but it was something. I'm not going to say whether it's good or bad, but it was something. It was a spectacle, I guess, at the very least. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that game. It's kind of like what do you call that game on PlayStation 4? That RPG that's really anime.
On PlayStation 4.
Yeah. It's only on PlayStation. I can't get it anywhere else. It's like a psychological thriller. You end up traveling through dimensions and stuff. It's an RPG, but it's really well done.
On PlayStation 4?
Yeah. PlayStation 4.
How big is it? Oh, you mean on PlayStation 3? Catherine?
No, not Catherine. Although that was good too. Oh man, I can't remember what it's called.
I can't think of it.
I was playing the PlayStation 2 version a while ago. Damn it, I can't recall.
Persona?
Yeah, that's the one. Persona
5 coming out in February.
Yes, I'm looking forward to that. It'll be the first Persona I've owned since Persona 2 on PlayStation 2 or 3. I can't recall which one was on there. But yeah, the PlayStation 2 version of Persona was great. I actually fell in love with that game a lot.
I was introduced to the series with 4, and that game is amazing.
I haven't played through 4.
You need to play through 4. It is amazing.
Isn't it only on PlayStation 3?
You can get it on 3 or the Vita.
See, I don't have 3 or Vita. I'll wait for it when it comes out on PS4 Now or PlayStation Now or whatever. I'll be able to play it then. Oh, speaking of PlayStation Now, if you have a PlayStation Plus account, they give you 2 games every month. For the most part, you have one really good game, one crappy game. There was one month where they had 2 crappy games, and I was really disappointed. Like one was like NBA 2K15 or some crap. Like who wants that? And I can't remember the other game, but it was completely it was forgettable, to say the least. But this month, if you jump onto your account, if you log into your PlayStation 4 account, you get oh my god, I can't remember that game. Okay, Journey from PlayStation 3, which was a beautiful game. I've never played it. Yeah, I've never played the game. I've only seen still shots of it, and after I watched the still shots, I stopped. I prevented myself from watching any video, anybody playing it, anything like that. Until this day, I have yet to play that.
You should not live stream it, record it with live commentary.
Yeah,
you can finish it in one sitting. It's a very short game.
That's good, and I will be doing that probably tonight. Actually, I want to play through that game and just witness how beautiful it is. I've heard a lot of good things about it, but I've only seen 6 pictures from it, and I'm like, I need to play this game, but I don't have a PlayStation 3. I'm gonna have to wait because I knew the PlayStation 4 was coming out. And after having the PlayStation 4 for 2 years now and not having played that game, I'm like, when is this game coming? To have this game finally in my possession, in my freaking hard drive, I'm very excited to play it. The other one was in a European RPG. God dang it, I can't remember what it's called for the life of me.
European RPG.
Yeah, it's
what does it look like?
It's an action RPG. Let's see here, PlayStation 4 games. Here we go. PS Plus. Let's see. PS Plus free games 2016. Here we go. And it's loading. Lords of the Fallen. That's what it's called. Damn it.
Oh right, Lords of the Dark Souls
Lords of the
type
Fallen.
Game.
Yeah, it is not. I was playing that on my computer. It is a resource hog. So the fact that that runs on the PlayStation is pretty impressive. It doesn't run at quite the high graphical fidelity that it does on my computer, obviously. But what it's capable of on the PlayStation 4 was really impressive, just by any standard. The game itself is hard as all hell.
They try to make it like Dark Souls.
Yeah, I got through half of it and got really pissed towards that. I was like, I'm done. I threw my controller on the ground. I'm like, I'm done.
I downloaded the design of the main character, so I just never played it.
Really? How sad. You're missing out on some good gameplay. Well, at least until half the game where everything becomes ridiculous and you start getting hit off camera and just that's the thing. Like, woo!
Well, that's not good. That's bad game design.
Yeah, no, I hate that. That's it seems to make things difficult, you're supposed to get hit from a surprise attack. Like, no, that's not fun. That's annoying. Don't do that. Game developers don't do that. That's just rage inducing. And you end up making us, oh my god, I just figured it out.
What?
I just figured it out. I see what they did.
Who?
Us as the gamers and stuff. I see exactly what they did. The thing that keeps us buying consoles over and over and over again.
What is this mystical thing?
What they do is make games so ridiculously hard, so rage-inducingly hard, that we break our stuff. You know, we end up breaking our consoles, breaking controllers. Controllers are $60, mind you. You know, consoles are hundreds of dollars. And I know I've gone through a few PlayStation originals and PlayStation 2s in my time. But yeah, we get so angry, we break our stuff, and we have to buy new stuff. Like, all the time. That's the endless cycle. I have a friend who bit his copy of Rogue Legacy because the game was so hard. Like, he bit the DVD. No,
bit the disc?
He bit the disc
Whoa.
and threw it in the back of his big screen TV. And then he got the cover and threw it at a window. Like, that's the kind of rage-inducing nonsense that these, you know, companies do to us.
Well, I would say that definitely works with some people, but I've never physically broken a console or a controller or a game.
I took a hammer to my PS2 when it broke. I was mad. I
what made you hammer it?
From work, like, really tired, and I was in the middle of playing Grand Theft Auto 3, which I love that game. Like, even till this day, it's still one of my faves. But like, I got home and I threw the game in. Everybody was asleep. I always play when people are asleep because it's always better for me to enjoy stuff. And then, like, I got the disc read error. So I'm like, oh, maybe there's something on the disc. I take the disc out. I rub it a little bit, you know, clean it off. It doesn't look like it's too dirty, so I put it back in. There's no scratches on the disc, mind you. I keep my discs in pristine condition. I never leave them out of the case. And again, I get the disc read error. And I'm like, well, that's odd. So I turn on the light and I'm looking at the disc. And nothing. There's nothing. Not a speck, no dust, no hair, no scratch, nothing. Right? I give it another once over, and I clean it with the fiber cloth that I had for my discs back then, and I put it back in the system. And again, I get another disc read error. And I'm like, what the hell? So I'm like, okay, maybe it's the system. Maybe I've been playing it too much or whatever. So I turned it off, and I waited till morning. That morning was my only day off. Like, I was ready to play all day and just chill and relax, you know, drink some orange soda and eat some French fries, pretty much. That was my day. And I go to put the disc in, and again, a disc read error. And I'm like, oh, this is getting really annoying. And this was before internet. You can't, like, really Google, like, what's the issue with my PS2 back then. And I cleaned the disc one more time. And I was really confused because I put the disc back in, and again I got the disc read error, and I'm like, what the hell? And I went and I put one of my other games in, which was Metal Gear 2, not Substance, but just Metal Gear 2 Sons of Liberty. And again, I got a disc read error, and I was like, that's humanly impossible because I was just playing this game like 2 days ago. There's no way. And the game itself is in pristine condition. So I started getting really mad, and I started putting all of my games in there, and every single one gave me 100% disc read error. I put a movie in, which was Happy Gilmore, the only DVD I had at the time.
Yeah.
And it played it. And I'm like, well, why the hell is it not reading my game discs? It doesn't make any sense. So after it read Happy Gilmore, I put in Sons of Liberty again. And again, I got a disc read error. And I started getting heated. At this point, I'm already upset because I'm spending more time trying to fix this damn thing than I am playing my game. So I'm getting really angry. And I throw in other movies to see if it does the same thing with other movies. And no, every movie that I had Transformers Generation 1 Season 1 on DVD, and that worked just fine. I had, what else? Ninja Scroll and Ghost in the Shell and Akira on DVD. All of those worked just fine. And then I went to put in, what was it? Sweet Kyoden 3, actually. Mm-hmm. I went to put in that game, and it loaded to the full motion video, the FMV. It loaded to that, and you could see the intro, but then as the game would load, I got a disc read error. And then by that point, I'd flipped my freaking lid, and I'm like, you know what, system? You want to mess up on me? I took the disc out nice and careful, put it back in its case, because I still take care of my games. But I grabbed the console, I went to the kitchen, grabbed a hammer out of the kitchen, and I walked outside to the front, and I put it on the floor, and I'm like, you want to break on me? I'll break you! And I started hitting it. It is very difficult to break a PlayStation 2. I just want to put that out there.
Well, you mean it was like hammer resistant?
It was hammer resistant. Like, the plastic that surrounded it was, I don't know, like, it's kind of like Captain America's shield. I would say it absorbs vibration, because it took forever for me to break it apart. And when I broke it apart, there is a seal of, I don't want to say aluminum, but it's kind of like a folded steel around the system, around the console itself that protects it also. And I was like, I can't break this. This is so annoying.
Nuclear resistant.
Like, yeah, so I grabbed the disc, the DVD drive, and I just yanked it out, and then I grabbed the lens and I broke the lens, and just the innards I took out, but I couldn't break it for the life of me. The console case itself was like the most durable thing I've ever seen in my life. It could have withstood a nuclear blast, I think. But yeah, that's the story about how
my Nintendo 64 survived a lightning strike, so
directly.
It was connected to the power when our house got hit, and everything else broke except the Nintendo 64.
Oh, okay, well, that's pretty cool. Did your computer break?
Yeah, everything broke.
Dang.
Lights, TVs,
that's
phones.
Quite the surge.
Everything.
I heard that Nintendo 64s had their own surge protectors inside, which, I mean, if it survived a lightning blast, it would explain that.
Definitely.
That's pretty cool, though. Did your memory cards make it?
Yes, they did, because I can remember hoping that my, what was it, Mario Party data was still alive or something, and it was.
Well, that's cool. Let's see. What else were we talking about? We were talking about the free PlayStation games. Yeah,
that was Lords of the Fallen made you realize the scheming that goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah, and Journey is a beautiful game. I haven't played it. I will be playing that live and in person. I might actually live stream it, so keep a watch for that. I'm very excited about playing that game. I've been waiting for forever, like literally forever. Yeah, forever.
What else is there then?
Let's see. We were still talking about the Tokyo Game Show, which it's pretty much it. I didn't see anything.
I can't think of anything we haven't talked about. We talked about.
There was a trailer for Hot Shots Golf, which I think is awesome.
That's an awesome series, but I haven't watched the trailer.
I loved the original Hot Shot Golfs on PlayStation. So the fact that the new one got announced and it looks just as awesome as the original, it plays just as awesome, I am really excited. It's the only golf game I ever play is Hot Shots.
It was on Vita as well, wasn't it? Yeah, that's what I played. That was the last one I played, because you could get, I think you could get Cat from Gravity Rush in it.
Nice. Did you see the trailer for Neo?
I have not seen the new trailer. I played the beta, but I've not seen the new trailer.
And how was that?
The beta was a massive improvement over the alpha. Massive improvement. They really listened to the fans on that one. It's almost like a totally different game. The way the combat works largely the same, but they changed how the lock-on works, how certain things work, and it now just feels nice to play, whereas before it was a little frustrating.
Nice.
Still ridiculously hard. I think,
of course,
too hard in places, and I love hard games.
I'm sure you do.
You know, there's bits of that. It's so punishing that it's off-putting, and you know, I don't get off-put by Dark Souls or Bloodborne or like Team Ninja's other games like Ninja Gaiden or Master Ninja difficulty. I don't get put off by that. That's a challenge I'm willing to eat. But Neo, just on whatever its base difficulty is ridiculously hard.
Right.
So I'm a bit worried about that.
That sucks. How do you feel about Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2?
I've only played a little bit of the first one, so I don't even know what Xenoverse 2 is based on, like in the anime or something.
Well, it's pretty much a hodgepodge where they do what-if storylines and they do the actual storyline as well. So it's pretty much retelling the same thing over and over, but the Xenoverse universe compiles all of the universes, including the OVAs, into one. So I don't know. Hopefully Xenoverse 2 is a lot better when it comes to server handling, customer support.
What happened with customer support?
Oh man, the servers were constantly crashing on the first one. You couldn't jump on it like ever. You'd try to schedule a time to hang with your friends on Xenoverse, and it was like nearly impossible. their servers actually like sucked really, really bad. I'm like, how do you do this in 2016? I have a server. You don't understand what you're doing.
For me, Xenoverse, I've only played a little bit of it, but it really tapped into my nostalgia. Like playing as I didn't pick a Saiyan. I picked just a normal human.
Wow.
Because I thought,
what was his backstory? Did you give him a backstory? Everybody gives a
she.
backstory. Of course it's a
yeah,
she.
Of course it's a she, because you can get sexy outfits in that game, and I'm not losing out on the sexy outfits.
So what was her backstory? Did she come from beach volleyball?
No, I just thought, oh, she's hot, I'm going with her. I didn't even think of a backstory. But playing the game as like your own character, and it's like Goku's fighting all these people, and then you show up and beat up these people who are trying to mess with time. That was a lot of fun.
Right.
It's just
it's entertaining. It's entertaining. It just, the only issue was not being able to log on. As far as playing with multiple people, you could play by yourself, but that wasn't the point of Xenoverse in the first place. So that's it for Tokyo Game Show. I think we discussed a lot about what happened there. What else were we going to talk about?
That is it, unless you want to talk about Batman.
Oh, that's right. You sent me a picture of Zack Snyder's combat suit, Batman.
Tactical suit.
Tactical suit, which I will be posting the picture here so you guys can take a look for yourselves and judge it for what it is. What did you think of the suit?
Night Owl 3.0.
Is that what you think?
Yes. He looks exactly the same as Night Owl.
Dang, that's harsh, man.
Oh no, I like Night Owl. Yeah, I mean, Night Owl is pretty much Batman almost,
Almost.
Yeah. I think the suit looks like Night Owl, but made by Batman.
It looks sharp and clean. I like that it doesn't have nipples. I mean, that's a plus. Any nippless bat suit I can get away from is a good one.
It's got a yellow belt as well, which is good.
Yeah, that was cool. I actually like that a lot. That's a huge homage to classic style Batman. I really wish he was wearing his underwear outside the suit.
No, I don't like that.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
I love that. Just get cloth underwear.
I have only ever seen
over the combat stuff.
I have only ever seen one version of Batman look good with his underwear on the outside, and that is the Arkham games Batman.
Oh, you sure it wasn't the Adam West Batman? Because that was...
He's underwear all over his body.
I know. It's great. I love Adam West. It's amazing.
I am too young to like Adam West.
What about that combat outfit? If you put, some pink underwear over that, that's the best Batman outfit you'll ever see.
No.
Without nipples.
No.
Oh, man.
No, I think it's interesting that he said last day shooting with the tactical suit. So,
yeah,
I wonder if
interesting.
He wears that for some solo action. Maybe his Deathstroke fight.
That'd be great. I'm sure the fights are going to be awesome. I'm just hoping the story holds true and doesn't.
There's probably going to be very little story. It's going to be mainly him going around recruiting the Justice League.
It's probably just going to be him dancing. Who knows? DC. With DC, you never know.
Well, I like what DC's been doing, so...
Of course you do. Everybody else disagrees with you, sir.
No, they don't.
Everyone.
Not on Suicide Squad.
Everyone, even Suicide Squad.
No, a lot of people like Suicide Squad.
No, I just rewatched it. I hated it.
A lot of people like Suicide. I've watched it twice at the cinemas. I loved it.
That's gross.
I don't know if we've talked about this. I don't think we have. The Joker Harley Quinn rumors for Justice League.
I've heard nothing.
You've heard nothing about this?
Nope.
Okay, right. You know the plot of Justice League is pretty much Batman going about recruiting the Justice League? Right.
Yes.
Joker and Harley come back from Suicide Squad because they said we're going home. and they've come back to Gotham and Batman isn't there. They wait,
Whoa.
Thinking what's going on. They wait, they bide their time, and they're like, right, enough is enough. We're going to do something. We're going to strike while Batman's gone. And they set up this extravagant plan to do something in Gotham while Batman's gone. As soon as their plan gets set in motion, the Justice League show up, because Batman's got them all. So it's the whole Justice League that show up. Is
this a trailer?
No, it was a leaked scene description. And the whole Justice League show up as soon as Joker and Harley Quinn are about to do this thing. And it's basically like Harley and Joker being like, oh crap. Because it's not just Batman, it's the Justice League that appear.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see that. That sounds like a good scene.
Yeah.
That's cool. That is great, cool beans. Let's see. Did we miss anything? I don't think we missed anything. I think we got everything.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you guys, if you watched this video and liked it, like it. If you disliked it, dislike it. To each their own.
But move it a little bit to the left when you click dislike.
Yeah. Make sure that you hit that one thumb that's like down, like right side up, or something. But you can catch my friend MG Noxa at his channel, which is MG Noxa. It's simple. It's pronounced the way it's spelled.
Mm-hmm.
And you can catch me here always, all the time. I try to upload as often as possible. And if you feel like suggesting topics that we can talk about, or if you want to join our podcast, feel free to hit me up on Twitter.
I have some interesting guests. I've been talking to people. We have potential for guests.
We have potential. I actually have been talking to a couple of people myself, and I have a couple of people that are enjoying the podcast. So it'd be good to have a big group of people who actually talk about the same subject and have different views and different arguments for all of us. That sounds like fun. Does it sound like fun to you?
Hell yes.
Hell yes. So as always, it's always awesome to hang out with you guys. I will catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Toodaloo!